Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation and my research work. So, in today's landscape, we all know protecting sensitive information is crucial for organizations, especially those dealing with financial data. Proper configuration of systems is not just a technical necessity, but a legal obligation in many regions, including the EU and the UK. So today we'll discuss about basic introduction to cybersecurity, and we'll discuss my research problem statement in this PPT. We'll also discuss a few, just a crisp of what is GDPR, what are CIS controls, checklist for Capiso, where I have been interning, what all configurations were already there, and what are the other configurations that we checked and make sure that it is in place. And then we'll also discuss importance of configuration manual, identifying cyber threats, best practices for configuration, user access management, monitoring and logging, incident response plan, compliance and regulation, training and awareness, incident reporting, and we'll also be discussing how continuous improvement works out. We'll also discuss future trends in cybersecurity. Okay, so let's just start. We'll start with introduction to the cybersecurity. So cybersecurity protects systems, networks, and data from digital attacks theft, and damages. It is essential in our technology-driven world. Also, the rise of cyber threats make understanding cybersecurity crucial for individuals and organizations alike in protecting valuable informations. It could be any information, whether to finance, to non-finance, to any type of information which is there. Also, implementing strong cybersecurity measures ensures data integrity and helps avoid potential breach that could cause severe damage. So this presentation will cover key aspects of creating key aspects of how my problem statements revolves around creating effective cybersecurity manual for any small company or like startups. So my research problem statement is what settings specific to AWS configuration, services, and best practices can be applied on AWS for ensuring the data security and compliance related to business expense data storage by bookkeeping organizations and processing in the territory of European and UK. So my research problem statement revolves around the work which I am doing with the company, which is a startup and is into the bookkeeping business. It's a fintech company, so it has a technology which they uses for storing financial expenses of their clients for the bookkeeping purposes. That's why settings specific to AWS configurations and the best practices are uh, play play a important fact in making sure the company is like GDPR compliant. Okay. So before we move further, let's just understand two basic things. What is GDPR and what are CIS controls? Because later on, uh, solution to my research problem statement involves this GDPR and the CIS controls. So before moving into it, we'll understand what is GDPR and what are CIS controls. GDPR can be broken down into three simpler forms. One, data privacy regulation. So GDPR safeguards personal data within the within the EU, enforcing strict privacy standards, which is mandatory. And another is mandatory compliance. Companies must comply with GDPR or face significant fines and legal consequences. Third one is global reach. GDPR impacts any company processing EU citizens' data, ensuring protection of sensitive information like financial data. So, in order to make the startup where I'm working GDPR compliant, to reduce their fines and legal consequences, it is important to make their infrastructure GDPR compliant. What are CIS controls? So it's a basic framework. So basically, CIS controls provides a set of best practices for securing IT systems, focusing on defense against cyber threats. Another thing is prioritized guidance. So CIS offers prioritized actionable steps that help organizations reduce the attacks or reduce the risks of cyber attacks and ensure their data security. Third important thing is compliance and protection. So implementing CIS control is crucial for enhancing security posture and ensuring compliance with industry regulations like GDPR. So earlier, as I mentioned, to make any startup which is dealing with financial data uh, GDPR compliant, it is necessary to check AWS configurations and various things are in place so that the company is inside the GDPR compliance and they are not facing any legality or something. So to help with that, there are certain CIS controls which could be enforced with the help of AWS configurations to make them GDPR compliant. So we will be working on this. We'll discuss the checklist for the Capicho where I have been interning. So it's a long list where I have discussed where I have mentioned the GDPR, the compliance under which the Capiso falls and for what GDPR compliance are required to be fulfilled by Capiso and what are the CIS controls that could help achieve those compliance, GDPR compliance. And I have also mentioned in that table whether Capiso has already implemented those or not, or we still have to implement that. Just a second. I'll be sharing that table. Okay, so this is the table that I have created. So basically, I have categorized the security features. So we'll first discuss about IAM. So Article 32 of GDPR says that the data should be kept the data should be shared to respective employee only whenever it is necessary. So it means data should be on a need to know basis inside the company. So that's why IAM controls comes into the picture where access controls are important. So how this could be achieved? So using CIS control level 1, MFA, where it CIS control states that MFA should be enabled for root account. So we'll implement CIS control L1 which is basically MFA for root account. So that will automatically make IAM category compliant, access control compliant. The company make compliant. So we'll check. We have checked AWS configuration that MFA should be enabled for root account, and it is implemented by Capiso. So Capiso is following the GDPR compliance. Similarly, for storage, there are number of articles like Article 5 and Article 32, which states that data should be protected wherever the data is stored. It should be protected. Data should be minimized. Like if the data is not needed, those data should not be stored. That is discussed in Article 5 of GDPR, and it is important. Uh, Also, data should be protected against destruction, data confidentiality and integrity should be there. There should be no tamper with the data, and data should be securely stored. So in order to be compliant with all these GDPR requirement, following CIS controls could come handy to enable these controls that will make the company automatically GDPR compliant to those articles. So importance of configuration manuals. So why we have created why I have created configuration manual, why it matters. One, it was like university compliance, and second one is configuration manual serves as blueprints detailing the required settings and protocols for the cybersecurity measures. So as we discussed the whole table, uh, and based on that only, I have created configuration manual, which will serve as a blueprint if a company in future can refer to that while starting up, right? So they guide users through setting up and maintaining secure system to mitigate risks and vulnerabilities. Having a documented configuration process enhances consistency and reliability in cybersecurity practices. So what it is like ultimately it empowers organizations to defend against evolving cyber threats effectively. It is very important for any organization to first identify the cyber threat. Right? So understanding this type of cyber threat like malware, phishing, ransomware, it is very crucial for establishing defenses. Cyber threats can have devastating effects on business, leading to data loss, financial damage, and reputational harm. Recognizing these threats enables organizations to implement appropriate security measures tailored to specific risks. Awareness is the first step in developing a robust cybersecurity strategy. So, before creating or working on my problem statement, I have worked on best practices for configurations. So, utilizing strong passwords, encryptions, regular update is vital for a secure configuration. Regular audits and assessments help in identifying and rectifying security gaps in the configuration. Documenting configurations systematically can streamline process and simplify troubleshooting. Adopting a proactive approach significantly reduces the risk of cyber incidents. Uh, in the report, we have also worked on user access management. So a company should be aware of how to control their asset, right? So implementing role-based access controls ensures that users have only access to resources necessary for their roles. Regularly interview user access levels to remove unnecessary permissions and reduce security risks. Training users on cybersecurity practices can mitigate human errors, which are leading cause of breaches. Proper management of user access is integral to safeguarding sensitive information. Monitoring and logging. So one should always stay vigilant. Conducting monitoring, continuous monitoring of systems and networks is critical in detecting and responding to security incidents promptly. Logging activities provides valuable insights for identifying patterns and understanding the impact of security breaches. Effective monitoring can significantly reduce response time then during an attack and minimize the damage. Establishing a robust monitoring framework is essential for a resilient cybersecurity posture. So, incident response plan. Be prepared. An incident response plan outlines steps to take when a security incident occurs, ensuring a swift and organized response. Preparation involves defining roles, establishing communication protocols, and regularly testing the plan. Having a clear incident response strategy minimizes disruption and data loss during a security event, and regular updates to the plan help incorporate lessons learned from the previous incidents. So, we have already discussed compliance and regulations. So understanding industry specific regulation ensures organizations meet cybersecurity requirements and avoid penalties. Compliance with standards such as GDPR, accountability, and enhances reputation, which has been achieving using CIS controls for being GDPR compliant. Regular audits can assess compliance status and identify areas needing improvement. Meeting compliance obligations is vital for mitigating legal risks in cybersecurity. Another important thing is training and awareness, empowering the team. So regular training sessions improve staff understanding of cybersecurity threats and best practices. Creating a culture of cybersecurity awareness helps in recognizing and responding to threats effectively. Empowerment through knowledge equips employees to be the first line of defense against cyber threats. Investing in training is essential for long-term cybersecurity resilience. Vendor management. Another thing with the startups is very frequent. They tend to go for the third-party vendors, which do provide many of the facilities for free, many of the services for free. But major breaches at a certain times happens through the third-party vendors only. So trust is good, but it should be verified. So ensuring that third-party vendors comply with security standards can mitigate external risks to the organization. Conducting due diligence and audits can expose potential security vulnerabilities within vendor systems. Establishing clear contractual obligations regarding cybersecurity responsibilities with all vendors. Effective vendor management is crucial in a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy. Same goes for incident reporting. Establishing a clear reporting process ensures timely communication during and after a cybersecurity incident. Encouraging open dialogue about incidents help in analyzing causes and preventing future occurrence. Continuous improvement should be there, right? Like I did the audit part and then I communicated the same thing for the continuous improvement process. There could be more. So regularly reviewing and updating their policies, auditing their policies, auditing the services, auditing the configurations will help in adapting to the changing threat landscape and uh, encouragement, feedback from staff can uncover areas for improvement in security practices. So continuous improvement is a hallmark of effective cybersecurity management. Future trends in cybersecurity. As we all know, cybersecurity is ever evolving, and it's crucial to regularly update security measures and embrace new technologies to stay ahead of threats. Capiso can enhance its current setup by incorporating advanced threat detection systems like AI-powered tools to improve anomaly detection, additionally refining incident response plans with more detailed tests and scenarios which will better prepare them for various security incidents. Also, continuous improvement and staying ahead of cybersecurity trends are essential for maintaining a strong security posture and ensuring long-term protection of financial data. In conclusion, Capiso's AWS configuration have effectively ensured compliance with GDPR and CIS controls, safeguarding their financial data. However, continuous improvement is vital. So by enhancing threat detection and refining these incident response plans, Capiso can further strengthen its security framework. Thank you for watching the presentation.